Meet The Lot, native token of Lukki Exchange and the most potential tool for investing this year. Trade now on P2B, B2B and Lukki.io.
Let's go ask them why none of them wanted to do it. So they're right over here. Hey, Ruben. Nice to see you. I'm not trying to ambush you, but we are on camera. And I did hear that there was an invitation extended to like all the Blockstream supporters in Korea to have like a discussion or debate about the differences between BTC and BCH. Yeah. I'm curious why. What I heard is that nobody accepted and nobody wanted to do it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you mind telling us why nobody wanted to do that? Or
I think people have debated with you a lot already, so we didn't really feel like we could add anything new to it. Basically.
Okay. And the last time you and I talked about this, you told me that you thought that the moderation policies on our Bitcoin and Bitcoin Talk of deleting posts of people that are in favor of on-chain scaling and the original version of Bitcoin, you thought that deleting of those posts were a good thing? Is that still your thought?
No, that's not what I said. I think moderation is necessary. I don't know specifically about those posts.
So how about my own posts that got deleted?
Yeah, so I'm not entirely certain. I can imagine that maybe it wasn't appropriate.
What was not appropriate?
I don't know, because I haven't looked into it specifically. Even going to be recorded?
Yeah, we're being recorded now. If you want to call it to an end right now, that's fine too. No pressure. You and I have known each other like 5 years or something. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while for sure. So I think you cannot have a forum without moderation. So therefore, I think it's all right to do something like that.
Do you think that the moderation has crossed the line on our Bitcoin there?
I think it's good if we have multiple places that allow for different opinions and different views in different places, because the Bitcoin Cash opinion conflicts with that of people that are in favor of kind of the Bitcoin core development mentality, right? So if you put those two communities together, I think that's kind of terrible, right? There's going to be a lot of fighting, and there seem to be some fundamental disagreements that to me seem like it's perfect to just split them up and have our BTC, our Bitcoin, and I think that's a great solution actually. Yeah.
So from my point of view, it seemed like things really got hostile and nasty when the censorship started, and before that it was just heated discussion. Was that your experience being on the other opinion side of this debate?
Yeah, I think it was very unpleasant for the people that
got censored, like myself and Brian Armstrong.
That had a different opinion to be told to go take that opinion somewhere else. I think that was very unpleasant. But I'm a moderator myself. From very I run our Bitcoin discussion together with Mario Gitney. He's the main guy. And in my experience, at least, moderation isn't easy, and there's not really an easy solution to doing that.
When does moderation cross the line into censorship? And do you think that we cross that line within the Bitcoin community?
I don't think it's censorship as long as other people can open their own forums and be heard. I personally have been interested in hearing the other side, your side, and I haven't felt like I haven't been able to get that opinion. And as long as I can get that opinion and get myself educated on different views, I don't think censorship is taking place personally.
And how about all the new people that are just on the periphery of Bitcoin and they wind up on our Bitcoin because it's the place where more people get their Bitcoin news than every other news site combined, and they only get to hear one side of the opinion? What do you think of that?
I think that is well,
it's the internet. I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
It's the internet. I mean, you're free to go on whatever site you want to, and we're not stopping anyone from going on to a certain particular site. And so, they're free to come here, they're free to go there. I mean, it just happens that our Bitcoin has a bigger audience. So
it has a bigger audience than probably every single other Bitcoin discussion website combined. That's a pretty big audience.
Well, that's just the characteristic. We're not stopping anyone from going here. We're not stopping anyone
I'm not accusing you of stopping people from going to other websites, but do you think that that's a good thing for the free expression of ideas, for one side to have their posts instantly deleted from our Bitcoin?
Because they always have RBTC to go to, so there is that. So nothing represents Bitcoin. You could even say RBTC represents Bitcoin.
Except for that our Bitcoin gets more traffic than every single other Bitcoin news and discussion website combined.
And why why is that a problem? I mean, isn't that the free market? Everybody's free to go to the website that they choose, and you're trying to compete with that, and maybe you'll be successful, maybe you won't be. Right? It's been a year now, so isn't that just the free market, or do you think that there's some kind of manipulation going on, or some people are being are not able to reach the truth, so therefore their opinion is different? So
I'll give you an example of that. So I think the KKK are a bunch of racist idiots, and I think they're wrong with their ideology, but I think that they should be allowed to say their opinion and try to convince people as to why they think that they're right. And people like myself, and I assume yourself, who think that they're wrong with their racist ideology.
Are you comparing KKK to Bitcoin?
I'm comparing the supporting of free speech. I support the KKK's right to express their ideas.
I have absolutely no idea why that matters to Bitcoin.
Apparently that's a real big symbol of our difference of ideology. I think people with opinions different to my own should be allowed to express them.
And they are allowed to. It's the internet.
I don't disagree with that. Okay. I agree that people should be allowed to.
And they are allowed to express their opinions.
So I'll ask you for the fourth time.
It's a private website. It's not a public website.
So on this private website, is it a good thing or a bad thing that people with my point of view in regards to Bitcoin, someone that unquestionably has been around and played a big role in the evolution of Bitcoin to where it is today, is it a good thing or a bad thing that I have my posts deleted from our Bitcoin?
I am not a moderator of our Bitcoin.
So you're not willing to take a stand? I think Ruben might be. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I think you shouldn't put it that black and white. So
it is black and white.
So
my posts are deleted.
I wouldn't want to answer it either. But
my posts get deleted if I post on our Bitcoin. Is that good or bad?
I think your opinion needs to be heard. I don't think it matters so much whether a forum censors I don't think censorship is the right word, moderates content. Like, for example, if people wanted to talk about Ethereum on a Bitcoin forum, that would be clearly like
I feel I'm pretty clearly talking about Bitcoin. I'm still a large BTC holder as well. I own Bitcoin.com. My opinion's pretty clearly relevant.
Well, that's where there's a disagreement, right? Like, some people think like Bitcoin is to a certain degree not represented by Bitcoin Cash, and other people do. So like I think it's unfortunate that there is such a disagreement. But if that's the case, then you have no choice but to split those two communities. So yeah, as much as I regret that we couldn't stick together and have both sides talk about both sides in a way that was helpful and maybe would allow us to kind of come together more, I think it ended up becoming impossible. And if I were a moderator, I think I can imagine being in a really tough position, having to try to do something about that. So I'm very glad, like to make a more positive note, I'm very glad that something like RBTC came up where people with that opinion were able to express it. And I think that is very important. And that part of it, I completely support. I think it's important for people to be able to choose whether they like Bitcoin Cash or regular Bitcoin. That is up to them. And in that sense, I think it's completely okay.
Okay, so can I ask you another question? So the title of the Bitcoin defining white paper written by Satoshi Nakamoto is Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Does that more closely describe Bitcoin Cash or BTC today?
Yeah, I think that's also irrelevant because...
It's irrelevant?
Yeah, it's irrelevant because... it's relevant because what matters is if we can make it work or not. So if the white paper describes something that's literally technically possible, which we might disagree on, right?
Okay.
But
so you're saying
if
that...
it did, then I would think it would make sense to diverge from the literal wording of the white paper.
Okay.
Whether or not that
Colin, right?
Calvin.
I'm sorry, Calvin. So last time Calvin told me that the Bitcoin described in the Bitcoin white paper was impossible. Do you agree or disagree with Calvin?
Certain aspects of it. I think SPV proofs are difficult because you cannot prove when the SPV proof itself is missing. And because of that, I'm talking about the fraud proofs actually. The fraud proof. So SPV is only proving that a certain amount of proof of work has occurred, but it doesn't prove anything about validity. So in order to combat that, Satoshi thought about fraud proofs. And unfortunately, where we are today, we can't really make fraud proofs work the way that Satoshi envisioned. So I think that part of it is you can't consider broken. Yeah.
So do you think BTC works as a peer-to-peer electronic cash? And is that the goal of the BTC project today?
I think any currency that is not, any cryptocurrency that's not currently being regulated works as P2P cash.
Is that the goal of the BTC project, is to have it be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system?
I think that's one of the goals, yeah. I don't think that's the main goal. Censorship resistance has superseded.
Do you think being peer-to-peer electronic cash is the main goal of Bitcoin Cash?
It seems to be the case, yeah.
So if Bitcoin Cash's main goal is exactly what's stated in the title of the Bitcoin white paper, and that's not the main goal of the BTC camp, which one has more Bitcoinness about it?
Well, even though I think that's the goal, you wanna head out? Or? Yeah. Even though I think that's the goal, I don't really. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
So I can rephrase the question if you'd like.
Yeah, say it again.
So the BTC camp's goal is not to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That's not their main goal. Bitcoin Cash's main goal is to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The title of the Bitcoin defining white paper is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Does that make you think that Bitcoin Cash has more Bitcoinness about it than BTC does at this point?
So just to ask the question and wrap it up. I think censorship resistance has to come first because it's not going to be peer-to-peer if it's not censorship resistant. And if
So the goal is the main goal for BTC is not what's in the very title of the white paper being the goal?
I think you can't reach the goal without censorship resistance, therefore it comes first. So they're both goals, but one has to precede the other.
So which one is more Bitcoin at this point? The one that's trying to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, or the one that's trying to be a censorship-resistant something?
Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter.
Why wouldn't you want it to all be on camera so that people can hear directly from your mouth exactly what you're thinking about this, and then people can make up their own minds and decide what they agree with and what they think based on hearing directly from you?
Yeah, and I think if that happened on my terms, maybe it would be okay. I don't think I'm quite the hero on camera. I get a little nervous. Okay. So that doesn't help.
That's fair.
And as far as my personal goal, I don't think anybody who chose for Bitcoin Cash at this point is going to change their minds. I think a lot of
so one of your Seoul, if I can interject here, Ali. Right,
Yeah.
so I forget his last name, but the guy's been involved in Bitcoin early here in Seoul, was doing a remittance startup using Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The fees absolutely destroyed his startup. Is he a big core supporter still, or where is he?
He's doing very well. He's still a Bitcoin supporter.
So because he contacted me a couple of months ago and said if I would give him money, he would switch to supporting Bitcoin Cash with his business, and I thought that seemed like a really strange reason. For me, we should use whatever's useful, and Bitcoin Cash is more useful as cash than Bitcoin Core. That's why I switched from using BTC for all of my financial things to BCH, because it works. It just plain works better. Not because
he said, she said with this.
you can ask him. Is he here tonight? We can ask him if he's here.
He is here tonight.
I like Ollie. I like all of you guys. Like I've known you for a long time. We'd love to ask him, but I thought it seemed like a strange. Yeah. We did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No disagreement on that front.
I'm just the first I've heard of it. I'd be rather shocked if that was true, but at the same time, I have no information. So.
I asked Calvin last time, so I'll ask you, when was the last time you made an on-chain BTC or any cryptocurrency transaction?
I happen to do it regularly because I use it for my prepaid phone. So
regularly means monthly or weekly or every 2 months?
Twice a month.
You used it Monday.
You used it Monday? You used it Monday. And that was the BTC network?
I sent somebody $1.
You sent me
I sent you $1, right? And
what was your experience with that?
On it,
It was quick, it was fast, it was very cheap.
How cheap was it?
I don't think that's relevant. Like,
I think it's relevant, right? We're trying to make frictionless cash for the world.
Well, I mean,
10 cents, $1? Like, what was it?
I mean, let me
I haven't used BTC hardly at all since December of last year. I was just done.
Censorship resistance matters to some degree, right?
Of course. Do you think that Bitcoin Cash is censorable?
Well, yes, but I mean,
who's had their BCH transaction censored?
That's not what I said, right? Like I said, it's censorable. I don't think it's censored.
And what about people that don't have a lot of money and can't afford to pay high fees? Which one is more useful to them in their lives?
I mean, now you're moving on to you're moving to goalposts, right? So I think with Bitcoin, because censorship resistance needs to come first, in my opinion at least, that will automatically conflict with scaling, and therefore there is some kind of trade-off. Like you can always be cheaper if you're less decentralized.
So
and I would say like there's a disagreement on where that line is, right? And I don't think it's a clear line, right? And I don't think everybody agrees exactly where that is.
Do you think that for sure the line is at 1 megabyte?
No, I don't think for sure the line is at 1 megabyte.
Okay.
No.
So do we think somebody knows exactly exactly where that line is, and a small group of developers should choose exactly what that line is in the sand?
I mean, are you still okay with like talking more?
And if you want to bow out, that's fine. I think you're still okay to talk about this a little bit more.
I am okay.
We have a
also
dinner
hungry.
to go to. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're going to the same dinner, to be honest.
We are
So,
going to the same dinner,
yeah.
And like I expressed earlier, I think I would like to talk more like off camera to explain my thoughts more.
Have you tried using Bitcoin Cash?
Have I tried using Bitcoin Cash? I don't think so. No.
Can I give you some? You have your phone handy? I'll give you free money. And okay. Do you have your phone handy? I'll give you some too, so you can see how it uses. You don't want free money?
No, I don't want to hassle with that now. Yeah.
Can I ask why you're scared to even use it? So.
No, I'm not scared.
So.
You can send it to me later if you want. I just don't want to do the hassle. Go through the hassle now.
So it looks like you're about to use Shapeshift to convert it. Let's do an experiment, actually. I'll send you $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash that you can convert into Bitcoin Core and see how much you get. And you send me $10 worth of Bitcoin Core that will convert into Bitcoin Cash, and we'll see how much each of us wind up with back in our wallets. And that'll be an interesting experiment to see which currency is more useful as cash. Does that sound like a fun experiment to do?
No, I just want it. I just want free money.
Ruben, I'll hand you Korean won out of my pocket if you want to give me the equivalent amount in Bitcoin Core that I'll convert, and we'll see how much of it winds up back in my wallet. Are you willing to do that? Or I don't have any BTC on my phone to even try.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'll pay you double.
Do you think that will show me something that I don't know? Or is it for the camera? Like, I mean, again, like, are we?
I think it's for everybody to see, and here's what I suspect will happen. So let's say you send me $10 of BTC that then gets converted into
hold on,
Bitcoin Cash.
Do we even disagree? I mean, I agree that Bitcoin is more expensive than Bitcoin Cash. So there's no, you're not getting any disagreement from it.
Okay, and so which one works better as cash today?
I think that is not the same thing, because if something is more prone to be censored, it's not going to be usable as cash.
Do you know of anybody who's had their Bitcoin Cash?
No, but neither has Ripple. Like, and Ripple, I think
PayPal is very useful.
And I've been censored from using PayPal. I've never been censored from using Bitcoin Cash.
Visa is very.
I've been censored from using Visa.
Mastercard is very good.
So here we go.
Anyway,
do you know anybody that's been censored from using Bitcoin Cash?
Do you know anybody that's been censored from using Ripple?
No.
Hashtag XRP
No, I don't.
standard.
I don't.
XRP standard. Hashtag XRP standard.
I don't know of a single person that's had their XRP.
Hashtag XRP standard.
Tell us more what that means, because I've been.
I don't know. They just say it. Hashtag XRP standard.
So you're saying something, you have no idea what it means, and you're repeating it over and over to the camera?
And I'll take some money.
Can you tell me what XRP standard means?
It's a hashtag. I don't.
What does it mean? So you said it like 10 times and you don't know?
This seems to be devolving a little bit now. Anyway,
can I ask one last question?
To continue this conversation off camera, if you'd like.
Can I ask you one more question before I give you some free money?
In Bitcoin, yes.
I'm going to give you Bitcoin Cash, and you can do what you want with it from there.
It's going to give me Bitcoin. So.
Okay, so my question to you, why did you repeat like 10 times into the camera hashtag XRP standard, but you don't know what it means? Why would you repeat something 10 times and not know what it even means?
Are you trying to fish for something?
No, I don't know what it means. You said it 10 times to the camera. I still don't know what it means. I'm asking you, what does that mean?
It's fun. Hashtag XRP standard.
So you're saying it because it's fun and you don't know what it means?
Yeah.
It's not an important thing.
That seems really strange. So here's your $10 in Bitcoin Cash. I'll send you 10,000 won, which is about the same. A little bit less. So here we can watch. So I'm sending 10,000 Korean won. The fee to do that is going to be 2 Korean won to do that.
How much is that in Satoshis?
1 Satoshi per byte. So much less in Satoshis per byte than Bitcoin Core would be. And I'm roaming with my Japan phone here in Korea, so it's a little bit slower than it would be normally. So you can see the fee is 2 Korean won, 0.0000243 BCH. So I hit slide to send, and we're sending that. And is this the Shapeshift website, or where am I sending it to for you?
You're sending it to a Shapeshift address.
That's all you're going to tell me? Or?
It's a Shapeshift address. I don't know anything else.
And if I was on Wi-Fi or local, it would go even faster. There we go. My payment's been sent. So
still awaiting deposit.
Yeah. So Bitcoin Cash transactions support zero confirmation. Shapeshift, I don't know what their deal is there, but the payment's been sent. So
it's obviously that they don't think zero confirmations are safe.
Well, maybe that's a problem on Shapeshift's side. So
okay.
Yeah. So one last time, can you tell me what hashtag XRP standard means?
It sounds fun. I say it.
I understand.
I say it at the meetup.
It sounds fun. What does it mean?
It sounds fun. I see it on Twitter. I say it.
Do you know what it means?
It sounds fun. I say it on.
So I heard you the first 4 times when you said
Right.
that. I'm asking you a different question. Do you even know what that means? Yes or no?
XRP is the standard.
You can't answer a yes or no question.
XRP is-
I'm not asking you what it means. I'm asking, do you even know what it means?
Roger, come on. I mean, this is not going anywhere.
So, yeah, come on.
Answer the question. Just let him go.
Does that seem strange to you to behave that way on camera?
I think.
I'm asking you.
I thought it was slightly strange, but I
Okay.
don't think you should make such a big deal out of it.
Okay, that's fine. I witnessed it firsthand. You saw what happened. So anyhow, sorry if you think I'm being rude about that, but we're going to post it. So and if you don't want to shake my hand, that's fine. Thank you for your time,
Ruben.
Ruben.
Rude. Okay. Well,
Okay.
See you, Roger.
Okay. There you have it. So won't answer even a simple question. Hello, hello.